What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. Today is update day. The Mysteries of Skull Rock update for Disney Dreamlight Valley is finally upon us. And with update day comes my favorite day. It is leaks day. We're taking a look at all of the premium shop leaks from this update, seeing what is to come, what we can expect to see, where it might have pulled inspiration from, and what possible Moonstone costs we could be looking at for these items. As always, a huge thank you to the leakers over on the Dreamlight Leaks Discord who go through the files painstakingly on update day to share this information with the community. It really helps us get to know what we would like to spend our moonstones on, so go and check them out. There's a link to them in the description below. It is a lovely community, very warm and welcoming, and if you're heading to their Discord, why not head to mine as well? I'm going to do the usual setup today. So we're going to go through by category. We're going to go through houses, outfits, companions, all that sort of stuff. One by one, you can find timestamps down below if you want to skip to anything in particular. And if you just want to look at the renders, go to the Dreamlight Leaks Discord because this is a discussion video. So I'm going to be talking about them probably a little bit in depth. So if you don't like to hear me waffle, then feel free to skip this one. But with that being said, we do have plenty to get through today, and of course there's plenty to get through in the update, but I wanted to get this out. It is very exciting. My favorite day, it is Premium Shop Leaks Day. Let's go. All right, we are going to start with premium shop houses as we usually do. So it is worth bearing in mind that all of these tend to be within the region of 3,000 to 3,750. So I'm not going to give a moonstone for each single one. Just remember that it will be sort of in that ballpark. And first up, we have the Enchanted Tiki Room. Now, this is a parks item. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I love the parks. This is from Magic Kingdom. This is actually an attraction. So this is kind of like, it's like a show. It's got singing birds and animatronics, and it's kind of like a theater style attraction. It's nice to see Gameloft pulling this into the game again. I love seeing parks inspiration. It doesn't matter what it is. I just love a bit of parks inspiration. So we do have this Enchanted Tiki Room. I do like the vibes of it. I love the verticality. I love the straw roof. I do love that there's elements of kind of like the base game in here as well. Some foliage that we have, and then some lights down here. So it will fit into a nice beachy kind of like resort build if that's what you're going for and you're using those elements anyway. Very nice. I like it. Love the parks aspect. It's a win from me. Moving on, we have this rocky coast lighthouse. Now, I really like this. You don't really think of lighthouses all that often. I mean, I know that everybody knows of lighthouses, but they're not something that's in my consciousness all of the time. So I like that they've kind of like dipped their toe into something that's just a little bit obscure that you don't see all that often. I do think they're like not as common as they used to be. I will say maybe this is a little tiny bit simplistic in places. This kind of like structure here looks quite small compared to the lighthouse. So this looks more like a shed or something like that. I'll have to see how this looks in game, and we'll have to see how tall this is, because this could either be really big and really high, or this could be really small, kind of like the witchy house. So whichever one it is, I think that'll affect how I feel about it. But I do really like the vine coming down here. It kind of looks like the walls kind of have similar texture to the Aladdin walls. There's a couple of bricks on here, but yeah, it's nice. It's not my favorite, but I'm sure they'll appeal to some people. Okay, moving on, we do have a coffee house. So this is kind of like if the flower shop, the blooming flower shop, and the bakery had a baby. This is what they would produce. This is the coffee house. I can't believe we don't have a coffee house in game, actually. I never really thought about it, but it makes total sense. We do have the flower shop. We do have the bakery, all of those kind of like quaint little buildings to make sort of like a city plaza area. And Gameloft are just adding to this with this one. It's very cute. I love the little stools just outside, the little coffee board, the sign. The roof is really cute because it's a different color to the bakery, so that's a nice touch. So it's like similar but not the same. So I think this will appeal to many people, especially if you have a city build or any sort of plaza build. This is a really nice addition. We also have some very interesting premium shop houses this time around. There's two of these. This is the first. So this is an Aurora inspired house. Now, this is obviously not Aurora's house that she will be living in when she comes with the Storybook Vale Part 2 update. This is just a house inspired by her, and it's not the only thing inspired by Aurora in this premium shop update. I absolutely love this. This is probably the most intricate and delicate one yet. I love the foliage going up over the roof. I love the wonky roof, the wonky chimney. I love the shape of it, the fact it like kind of like comes out down the side here. There's some beautiful blooming vines going up. There's pink windows. all of the foliage down here, the door with the painting on it. I think this looks fantastic. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Alice's house without the thatching, probably because it's pink, but I just think it looks super, super cute. I don't think this is going to be a huge house. I think the footprint is going to be nice and compact. So I cannot wait to get my hands on this. And if you are interested in it, there is a companion house to go with this. Not actual critter companions, but you'll see. There is also a Maleficent-inspired house. So this is kind of like the opposite in every way of the Aurora one. We've got like tower, a mini tower with a spire on it. We have a little raven at the top, a black raven. Instead of flowers and foliage, we have moss. We have the roof kind of like concaving in on itself. All of the colors are fantastic for Maleficent. I love the night thorns coming up and over this building instead of kind of like the florally vines. And I love the windows with the lead in them. And the door is fantastic as well. These two pieces are gorgeous. I don't think they're going to come in a bundle. They weren't together, so I do think they're being sold separately because maybe you won't want both. But yeah, I absolutely adore these, and I like that they've done like an inspired buy instead of something directly from, say, the movie or directly from somewhere else. It gives them a chance to kind of like play around and really give the artist a chance to explore what they see the characters as and how they transfer that to these items. So double thumbs up from me for these two. All right, moving on to clothing, and we do have this sunflower outfit. Now, I do get worried when they say outfit because that usually means it's one piece. So I do think this is probably going to be a one piece again, kind of like the Delftware outfit that we got recently. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't even dislike it. It's not that I dislike it at all. I just don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm just kind of indifferent about it. I mean, sunflowers are not my absolute favorite flowers anyway, but it does have some nice detail. There's a nice little kind of like headband up here with some sunflower petals on it. We do have a kind of sunflower seed bodice going on here made up of the texture of sunflower seeds. I don't know about that. And then we do have a skirt that kind of like has the petals on it flaring out. That is cute. And then it does come with some, I can't remember what these are called. Are they like gladiator shoes or something like that? Gladiator heels with little sunflower petals down here as well. So not my absolute favorite outfit that we've ever gotten, but definitely in time for summer, kind of like straddling spring and summer at the moment. Somebody will like it. Somebody will appeal for it. It'll appeal to somebody. So yeah, I'll probably see this coming around like 1500 moonstones, maybe 1750, but yeah, probably around the 1500 mark. Moving on over to this bow outfit. I do think that this is another Game Loft original. So this is another one that has kind of like a lot of delicate detail to it. I do like that they're leaning into having these more detailed outfits. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's very Infinity Nikki in that way. I do think they've taken some inspiration from this. We can see that we've got plenty of frills and ruffles and bows. There's some cute little roses on the hips here. And it does come with a set of shoes that do seem to have some pearls on, and I think there's some bows on the back of the heel there. Again, this says outfit, so I think it's probably going to be a one piece. I love the color. I like the little train coming back off the backside of the skirt. And I do like the pearls kind of running over it as well, because we do have some pearl earrings and we do have some rose earrings as well in the game. So this would match those very nicely. Similar to the last outfit, I would suspect this is probably going to be in the region of 1500 moonstones, maybe 1750, but we'll just have to wait and see. They have also provided a player option for like pants if you don't want to wear a dress. So we do have this linen ensemble. Ensemble usually means separate pieces. So I do think that we will be able to wear these pants and this. Is this a tunic? I'm not sure. This top separately. I don't know if there's a separate t-shirt or something underneath here, maybe a little linen shirt. If I remember correctly, I think one of the leakers found something about linen in the game a while ago. So I don't know if these have been in the game the whole time. There definitely hasn't been a render for them, but I don't know if there was like some sort of code in there. This is not my favorite, not for a premium shop item. I don't mind it. It's hard to get linen across like in a game. You can kind of see it a little bit in the texture. I'm sure it'll look better when you actually bought it and you're wearing it, but even the design is just not my absolute favorite. I don't know if this is a reference that I'm missing, but yeah, not my absolute favorite, but I would see this being about 1200 moonstones probably, because it does have a little bit less detail than the others. We also have a sailor outfit bundle, and the nice thing about this one is that it does say bundle, so the chances are this is going to be separate pieces, so we could probably see the hat, maybe the top and the pants separately, and then maybe individual shoes, which is really nice. Fingers crossed for that to be the case. This is giving me inverse Donald Duck. Like, Donald's top is blue, and then obviously he's a white duck, but I can kind of see this being the opposite. I mean, it's even got the red bow. So I definitely see this being like inspired by Donald, if not explicitly Donald. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's cute. I might actually have to get it, especially if it's a bundle and I can wear the pieces separately. I always give a thumbs up for bundles because yeah, it's nice to be able to like split them out for dream snaps, wear something with something else, just have that customization as a player. So I really like this. I am a fan, and I can probably see this being about 1500 moonstones. Referring to what I said earlier, the houses were not the only sort of like inspired by pieces this time around. We do have this Aurora inspired outfit. I have to say, this is really good. This is impeccable. The only thing I'm going to say is it's called outfit, so it's going to be a single piece, but I have to be honest, this is gorgeous. I love it. The detail is amazing. We have like armor here. We've got an open kind of like helmet. We've got shoulder padding armor. We've got hip armor. I love, love, love this. Even the shoes are armored plates. That's without going into the detail of the dress. So we've got a cape on here. We have a dress with a corset and a bodice, and then this kind of like lined with another skirt inside of it. They really snapped with this. I can see them putting so much effort into these items. They obviously want to hype this up. So I can see these coming on update day for Storybook Vale in 3 weeks' time. I would expect that we'll probably get a full premium shop of kind of like Aurora versus Maleficent. That seems to be the approach. And we do have a Maleficent inspired outfit as well. So this is Maleficent's version, and this actually comes with a staff by the look of it. So I don't know if this one is a bundle and you're going to be able to apply those separately. We will have to wait for Cole to be able to get into the game to give us a closer look at this. But wow, what a dress, what an outfit. It's definitely complementary in the same way that the houses were, because it does have the armor, it just has a different style. It's got these big shoulder pieces, this sort of like neck piece, these pieces wrapping up around the arms and then down the hips. And again, it's got that like double layered skirt. That's without even going to detail of the staff. I mean, the staff could be sold as a standalone piece. I absolutely love that. That is gorgeous. Really, really pretty. The color scheme is perfect for Maleficent. Everything about this, I just absolutely love. I can't lie, besties. This is right up my street. In terms of moonstones, I mean, I could see these both being 1750 because they're inspired by and they're very detailed. So maybe put aside that much just in case. Finally, for outfits, we do have this one that kind of like makes me laugh. I don't know why. I know it's called a jellyfish outfit. It's very Detox Drag Race Season 5, but I just think the shape of it is quite funny. Just that kind of like bulbous area around the hips. It looks a little bit odd. I mean, the top is nice where it kind of like has the out bulbous effect on the arms and the bust. The hat is cute. It's definitely inspired by, or at least like similar to the mushroom hat that we just got with the Moonstone Bundle. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not sure on this one, but I do really like the color. Someone will like it. Maybe if it's not even me. Okay, in terms of companions, this is the only companion that we're getting with this update aside from Max, and everybody called it. Nana is coming to the Valley. Very exciting. I mentioned this in my We Need More Dogs video as well, and I said that because they've done Max's model and because Max is a big dog, they should easily be able to replicate that to Nana, and that's what they've done. And of course, Nana is one of the characters, or at least the dog, in Peter Pan, so it makes sense to add her to this update, and I think she looks super cute. I believe this is a bundle, but we've not been able to find the companion house for this because I think it was shown in the trailer. So we'll just have to wait and see until Cole can get in the game, or we just wait until it comes to the shop. But Nana looks super cute. I love the little bonnet that she's got on. Her expression looks kind of like scared, probably because she was left outside. But yeah, it's nice to have Nana. We'll have to see if she comes with Max's utility of being able to dig holes, because they did say in a press release that Max's ability was exclusive, so we'll just have to wait and see. It could have meant exclusive for dogs. In terms of moonstones, I could probably see this, if it is a bundle, being 3,000 plus. I'm not 100% sure because we do not know if it comes with a house or not, but yeah, I think it'll be just maybe budget around 3,000 moonstones. Okay, moving on to accessories. So we do have some wings this time around. These are the sunflower wings, so these obviously match that sunflower dress. Again, this will appeal to some people. I don't think it's going to appeal to me necessarily. It looks as though there are some petals dropping off this, which is a nice touch, so it does seem as though it will have an animation. I like that they've kind of like taken a chunk out of the sunflower seed section to make it sort of like fit better with the wings rather than just having it stuck on the back. And I do think the wings look cute. I do like the yellow. It is very vibrant, but yeah, it's It's not 100% my cup of tea, so I'm probably going to skip these ones. But yeah, I know that there will be some floral lovers out there that will snap these up straight away. Wings tend to be about 1,750 moonstones, so it's worth bearing that in mind. Same for all of the wings that we will be seeing today. Just keep that in mind for budgeting. All right, now these are very much up my street. These are called the pinkish wings, and the best part of these is that they are made to look like a cat. You can see the cat eyes here. There's the little cat nose where the wings sort of like concave into the back, and then there's whiskers coming out the front. So if you take a step back and you kind of squint, it looks like a cat. I don't know if that's intentional. I'm hoping that it is. Maybe I'm just seeing a cat. You know, when you look at the clouds and you say, I could see a cat, and everybody's like, no. But I think these look great. I love the color. I love the vibrancy. These are absolutely huge. So these are going to be a real impact piece for Dream Snaps. I think they're a really fun addition. I do really, really like these. I guess you could say they're a little bit garish. Maybe they're a little bit like neon, sort of like, you know, spray painting graffiti, very like wall mural in graffiti. But I don't know. I think it's just the impact and the size of them I just really like. So I'm probably going to end up getting these until it comes to the day that they come to the shop and I'm like, no. Okay, moving on to furniture. And first up, we do have this Cactus Mickey topiary. Now, this is a reskin of the one that we got with the pumpkin. So we did get the pumpkin Mickey topiary. Now, they've gone with a cactus theme for this one, which that's fine by me. Again, I think I said earlier, there's certain things that I don't love. Beachy stuff is not my absolute favorite. And then cactus stuff is not my absolute favorite, or like desert stuff. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have something against sand. But this is actually really nicely designed. I love the little string lights coming off the Mickey down here. I love the base of it because it's got like brickwork and then it's got a tiny little fence running around the edge, and then they've used some of the cactuses in the game, or cacti, whatever you want to say. And it's a Mickey. I love a hidden Mickey. I'm probably going to pick this up for that specific reason. I can't remember if this is a parks item. I don't remember seeing cacti in the parks, the topiary stuff. But I might have to just research that one and then see if we want to pick that up. But I could see that being around 1,200 moonstones probably for this item, somewhere around there. Another sort of beachy item here with the island stand. Again, not my absolute favorite. See earlier mention of the beachy theme. I do like the foliage running up the sides, and I'm guessing that all of this counter space has availability for you to put items on now that the grid is smaller on tables. It's nice if you've got like a shop setup, I guess. It would depend on the price for whether I buy it or not. I do like the thatched roof. It kind of reminds me of like the island one that we got, and I think Trader Sam's, something like that. So yeah, I think this actually might be in the shop today, but I'm going to put this again around 1,000 to 1,200, somewhere in that region. But it's definitely worth picking up if you do like beachy builds and you are going like for a shop sort of aesthetic, maybe a resort, something like that. Now, this balloon display is an individual item, and I'm going to have to get a sense of how big this is when Cole manages to get it in the game, because at first glance, it actually looks tiny on this render, but this could actually be much bigger than it is letting on. Now, this is a balloon display. It's a tree with some balloons coming out of the top. I feel like I'm definitely missing a reference with this one. I don't know if this is from something. I don't know if this is from a movie. The color palette is nice. It looks kind of cute. It reminds me of the Winnie the Pooh ones that we got recently with the springtime ones and the springtime with Roo stuff. I don't know how I feel about this one. This is not my absolute favorite. It's just a tree with 3 balloons coming out of it. So I'm not sure. Maybe there is something I'm missing with this one. Maybe it'll have animation when we get to see it in Cole's Valley. But up until now, okay, I guess. 1,000 moonstones, maybe. Unless it has animation and then they say, give us more. We also have this flower floating inflatable. Now that is the name of it in the files, flower floating inflatable. Don't know what it means by floating. Not 100% sure. You can kind of see by the rendering and the texture that it's a little bit different. It's a bit geometric, so the circles are not like perfectly round and stuff like that. So this does remind me, and I can't remember the name of it, but of that Mickey item that we got, the blow up one, the holiday Mickey inflatable. I think maybe it's meant to be the same sort of thing as that, possibly. Again, this might be a reference that I'm missing. Not sure off the top of my head, but we'll have to see how big it is, because if this is small like that Mickey, I know some people were disappointed by how small that Mickey actually was. So I hope that they've learned from their mistakes and they make this big. But I'm interested in the floating section. Floating inflatable. Does that mean it's actually going to hover? If it has a hovering animation, that could be quite cute. But I'm not sure, because it just like, I would in some ways rather than not make it look inflatable and just make that item like fleshed out as a full item, if that makes sense. So I don't know, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 moonstones, something like that for this item. Jumping back into topiaries, we do have this butterfly topiary, which I think is really nice. I love the topiaries that Dreamlight Valley bring into the game. The Figment one is one of my favorites. I actually very nearly did a video on the Epcot Flower Festival because they do a bunch of topiaries for that, and it was going to be like, we need more topiaries in the game, or we need an Epcot Flower Festival or something like that. So they have leaned into it slightly. This does just look kind of like a box hedge instead of having any flowers on it. It would have been really nice if they'd, I don't know, put some flowers to decorate the wings a little bit more. I think that could have been cute, but I'm a sucker for a topiary. I know that not everybody is, but I really am. I just think they look brilliant in builds. They had a backdrop, they had a nice natural element, so I really want to get my hands on this. And I could probably see it being about 1,500 moonstones, somewhere around there. But yeah, I hope that this is in the game soon, and I hope that we get more topiaries to come. This water item kind of looks inspired by the icy pond that we got. It's very similar in terms of like layout and stuff like that. So this is a teapot inspired pond. We did have that update where we can now place stuff on water. So you could put some of the little Mulan sailboats on here or something like that. And they have added one of the trees to it. Again, this is not my absolute favorite just because we already have this tree and this takes up a bulk of this item. Like, I know we've got like the rocks and some water and then a little teapot and a light, but I don't know. The bulk of this item is that magnolia tree. So we already have that, you know? So kind of like paying moonstones to access that again, just attached to a bit of water. Not my favorite, but I can see this being beautiful and really pretty in Mulan builds. But yeah, I don't know if this one will be worth the moonstones. Again, probably somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500. But I'm going to want to see this in game and see if it does anything else. Maybe petals come off the magnolia tree. That would make it worth it. Maybe they've added the wind to it like we've had on some of the other stuff. So yeah, I'm going to keep my options open, keep my mind open for this one, but we'll see. We are also getting a well for Peter this time around, and this is a completely different well to everything that we've had previously. So this is the Neverland Wishing Well, and I do think this is going to be a fast travel well rather than a standalone kind of like furniture item. And yeah, this is totally different to everything we have so far because they've really kept within the same structure of the base game wells for everything they've done up until now. But this is very different, but you can kind of tell that it has some of the same elements because it does have this well kind of like bucket, and it does have the pulley system, and then we do have this kind of like tree trunk door that opens and you can see down into it. I do like that they're doing a well with each update because we do like to do sort of like themed builds to the update. So I like that they're giving us the ability to move those wells into those builds and have them blend in, which is really, really nice. Now, well styles tend to be on the cheaper side. They're about 1,250 moonstones. So if you do like this one, worth bearing that in mind, and you should be able to pick it up relatively cheaply. But it doesn't look like there's a Goofy store this time around, so no bundle, as far as I'm aware. But speaking of bundles, we do have this Under the Sea bundle, so I believe this is going to be inspired by The Little Mermaid. I'm not actually sure if these are direct pieces from the movie, from when they're singing Under the Sea, but it absolutely could be the case. It seems as though this is kind of like a musical slash decor pack, so these are going to be kind of like the drums and then trumpet, some sort of harp, and then I can't remember what these do. Maybe these will blow bubbles in the game, or maybe this will all have music because they did add the trumpets that kind of like played trumpet sounds with the Alice update. So maybe these are musical items. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. We'll have to remember that when Cole puts them in the game. Must make a mental note. I like that. That seems like fun. I could probably see this being about 2,000 moonstones because it is a bundle, possibly even up to 2,500. Depends on what they do. If they are animated or if they do have extra features, that might push it up, but somewhere in the region of there. And I do think that these would look good on Dazzle Beach, especially if you're doing a mermaid sort of build. The only thing is they don't really match Ariel's house because Ariel's house is very colorful. So you're gonna have to be careful where you put these, but I'm sure that somebody will come up with something absolutely amazing as usual. I know that many of you will have seen these already, but these are the individual pieces from the Moonstone Bundle this time around. So we do have a pearl outfit. Now, again, this is very pretty. I love this. I love that it kind of looks like a shell. It's got a shine and a shimmer to the dress. It's got multiple layers and ruffles and pearls all over it. It's got a nice like shoulder piece up here, and it does seem to come with a hairstyle and a bracelet and some shoes. So you are, by the look of it, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces at least with this outfit, which is a nice touch. This comes with, I think, one of the middle Moonstone packs. So if you don't buy the top one that comes with the house, you can still get this outfit. I feel like the hair might be hit and miss for some people. It does look very sculpted in a watery sort of way. I've seen that before. I think dancers have their hair like that and stuff, but I like it. I love the shimmer on this. I want to see it in the game. I want to see how it moves and how the light hits it before I decide whether to buy a Moonstone bundle or not. But yeah, I really, really like this one. And then kind of like the companion piece to that, this is in the top tier of the Moonstone Bundle. So this is the house that we're getting this time around. And I'll be honest, this does not have the same impact as that kind of like floral mansion one did from the last update. This feels a little tiny bit lackluster. This is the magical tree house. I don't know if it has any effects. I don't know what makes this magical. I don't think this is a reference to anything. I'm not entirely sure. It could be something, but I don't love it. I like that it's kind of raised up, but if we can't go up the steps, which up until now, maybe we can, I haven't bought this yet, but up until now, we're not able to go up those steps and onto that decking. So kind of feels like a little bit of a waste by having the house seem quite high, because I don't know where the avatar will come up to, sort of like here. Like, honestly, this could be like, that is the head height of the avatar. So I need to check this one out a little bit closer, but I thought I'd give you a look at the render just in case. And I think this is probably going to cost you about $50. So you do get the moonstones. It's not the house that costs you $50, but this does come with that pack. So yeah, this is going to set you back about $50 or £50, depending on where you are and of course your local currency. And finally, we do have a couple of returning items from previous star paths. So we do have some Mulan bundles. This is from the Majesty and Magnolia star path. It's not technically an interior bundle, but it does come with a flooring and a wallpaper. It comes with the lovely Magnolia arch, the Magnolia in the pot, and the little Magnolia piles. So this is the Mulan Magnolia bundle. I love the Magnolia stuff personally, so I would pick this up if you don't have it already, and I can see this being around 1200 to 1500 moonstones. I personally really love the archway. Everything else is a little bit small, but yeah, it's worth bearing in mind if you like the Magnolia stuff and you like to do Mulan builds. There is also an exterior bundle with this. So this one comes with the kites that we cannot rotate. I don't know if this has been updated for this update, but we've never been able to rotate those. They're always stuck one way, so we'll just have to wait and see. It comes with the little pillar, the lamppost, which is quite small, worth bearing in mind. I think this is one of the little boats that sit on the water. Again, tiny. And then these lanterns, which are kind of like the Rapunzel ones, but they do have slightly different pastel colors and the reds and the blues. I really like those lanterns. I have used them in Dream Snaps myself. Is this bundle entirely worth it? Depends on the price. Could be about 1200 moonstones, maybe 1500. I do really like the lanterns and I do really like the light, but for the sailboat and these kites, unless we can turn those kites, I can't in good conscience say get this one. This bundle, however, is going to make a lot of people happy. So even if we take out the sort of like water tower, and even if we take out that little glowing lily, the fireflies are back. Finally, I know if everybody missed them from the Dapper Delight Star Path, people have been asking for these for the longest time. And just as a reference, we are starting to see Star Path items come back around a year after they were in the Star Path. So if there's something you just missed, it will probably be around 12 months before you get it again. But I think this is going to be one of those bundles that Gameloft just see fly from the premium shop. People have been asking for the Bayou Fireflies for the longest time, so this Bayou Decoration bundle is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Same as the rest, probably around 1200 moonstones. There's only 3 items in this one, so I can see it being a little bit cheaper, but it's worth it, honestly, just for the Fireflies alone, especially for Dream Snaps. But these look great, and this actually also looks really, really fun in-game as well. Mulan's green hand-through dream style is also coming back, so if you do like Mulan in that dream style, that should be returning to the premium shop this time around. I already have it, so I don't need it. It's not the best dream style that they've ever released because it is quite simple, but it is true, I believe, to the movie. So if you like Mulan and you want to put her in a new dream style, feel free to pick this up. I would guess this is around 2,500 moonstones, as is in line with the rest. But yeah, not much more to say about that one. And then finally, there is a player outfit returning. I believe this is this from Star Path? I can't remember. Anyway, this is in the renders. I can't remember if this is a Star Path outfit or not. This is a Cricky onesie. Now, this is actually called the Cricket onesie in the files, so don't comment saying I'm saying it wrong or I've written it wrong. It's called the Cricket onesie. I don't know if it's intentionally spelt like that. I don't know, but this is like kind of inspired by Cricky, I think, from Mulan. So yeah, I've never worn this. I think I have it. Never worn it, don't intend on, but it's there to pick up if you want it. Probably like $17.50 for this, maybe something around there. So yeah, that's the last item anyway. All right, gang, that is it for this video. I do hope that you enjoyed a look at those leaks. Lots of exciting stuff in there. Do let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite. What are you most looking forward to? Every time there's an update, I do fear for my Moonstones. I'm like, oh my goodness, the premium shop items just keep getting better and better. So I'm kind of scared for those Moonies, I'm not gonna lie. As always, I'm gonna do like a part 2 to this video. So I will be linking up with Cole, the wonderful Cole, friend of the channel, who will show those items off in his valley so you can get a better idea of what size they are, how they sit, how they animate, all of those sorts of things. So keep an eye out for that. That will be coming over the next few days. I will also be live this evening, so feel free to come on over if you want to check out me playing the Mysteries of Skull Rock live. Very exciting. I hope to see you there. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're new here, or don't. It's your choice. I'll catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley.